We are, well, it depends on when I'm uploading this video, but as of now, I'm filming this video on April 12th at 12:12 a.m. We are 12 days as of filming this into the month of April, but I still have not ranked the March movies I've seen. That's because I was kind of waiting to watch several movies that I did unfortunately miss in the theater. March has been a crazy month for me because, number one, March Madness, which I love. So there's certain days I didn't want to go see movies because a lot of basketball's on. I'd rather honestly watch basketball because it's only one time a year. Also because personal things that were going on within my house just didn't. I had to miss a lot of movies that I plan on checking out here still. But like Death of a Unicorn and Snow White, two movies this year that I most likely will be checking out and probably not giving a review on, but to add to the end of the year ranking. Specifically, Death of a Unicorn was one I was looking forward to. I just kind of missed it this month, so it's been kind of a crazy month like that this month. Also, like the month of April, like I'm about to go to Tennessee, so I'm filming 4 videos right now to kind of edit while I'm there. Like, we had The Amateur and Warfare that I just didn't get a chance to watch before I left, so I'm hoping that I get an opportunity to check those movies out. So, without further ado, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below while I tell you about these 7 March 2025 movies that I've seen and how I rank them. And with that said, let's dive right in to number 7, A Working Man. This is the latest Jason Statham action movie. He's a guy, something bad happens, he's a cool guy with a particular set of skills, and I typically enjoy these movies. This one was just a particularly awful one. This was not good at all. Now, for all of these movies here, I do have a full review on the channel if you want to hear me speak more on that. I'm not going to talk for so long on each movie. But I talked a lot about The Working Man. I'm going to try to avoid spoilers in this segment here. Yeah, this movie sucked. It was not good. Despite, like, obviously, it's satisfying to watch human traffickers get murdered and screwed up. It's satisfying to watch that, and a great performance by the lead actress in the movie. Besides that, it was nothing. Like, nothing worked in the movie for me. There was barely any halfway decent action sequences. Jason Statham's character, he's Jason Statham, so, like, it's not like we've seen that a billion and 10 times before. The script all over the place. Instead of focusing about the human trafficking aspect of things, they decided to focus more on, Jason Statham, all of a sudden, instead of trying to rescue the daughter, is going to take about an hour of the film to try to stop drug traffickers? Yeah, because to get close to one guy who might have a little bit of something to know about this kidnapped girl? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, let's go on an hour journey to stop drug traffickers because they might know something about this girl. The script is beyond stupid. The action sequences, not good. The movie's just not good in general. It's really boring. The runtime's only like 2 hours, and it feels like I'm sitting there for 3. So, like, there's about 1 trillion movies that you could watch of this. If you just did Jason Statham's Taken, I think it's good. And because the movie decides to be something else that's not Jason Statham's Taken. They tried to make the movie more depth. They tried to give the story more depth. And in return, it just turns more stupid and doesn't work. It was directed by David Ayer. And the last David Ayer, Jason Statham team-up movie was The Beekeeper, which I had a blast with. So I was hoping this one would be like that. And I just didn't get it at all. This is one of my least favorite movies of the year. It's not good at all. Number 6, I got The Electric State. Now, this is a new Netflix movie. It's directed by the Russo brothers. It costs so much money to make just for it to be a Netflix original, typical blockbuster. It doesn't really do anything special with the genre. Lucky for this movie, I do like action blockbusters, sci-fi blockbusters, and so it has a little bit of that enjoyment in it. Something that I wasn't totally bored by because it's something that I have fun with. Millie Bobby Brown, I don't like as an actress at all. I find her character to be kind of annoying, especially in this movie. Like, the robots are like, oh, hey, Millie Bobby Brown, you're a good girl. You're the good guy here. While Chris Pratt's character, who's literally been helping robots his whole life, or not helping robots his whole life, but helping this one robot for a long time. And they're like, yeah, we weren't talking to you. You're actually not that cool, dude. Like, does that doesn't make sense. The script is not that good in that aspect. But Chris Pratt is a ton of fun in here. Stanley Tucci's in the movie. Giancarlo Esposito is in the movie as well. He's pretty good in here. There's some solid action sequences. It does everything that the blockbuster should do. Have big sweeping battles. The final battle was a big battle with a bunch of robots. It was entertaining enough to watch. The score here reminded me a lot of Avengers Endgame scores. It was composed by Alan Silvestri, who did compose the Avengers Endgame score, but it was kind of just like a complete copy of that, and that was a little bit disappointing there. But yeah, it's a typical blockbuster. Shouldn't have cost $300 million to make. No, it really shouldn't have. But the movie reminds me of Red One, a movie that cost that much to make, and it didn't need to cost that much to make because it's just a fun enough blockbuster. This one specifically, thrown on Netflix, didn't do anything to really wow me, but it was a decent time. It was a decent time on Netflix. $300 million though? What? That is really crazy. That is crazy. Number 5, we got Black Bag. Now, this was a movie I was interested in because it was directed by Steven Soderbergh. This was my introduction to Steven Soderbergh. I haven't seen any of his other films, but it looked to be an intriguing spy thriller, throwback spy thriller. And as soon as the movie ended, the big thought in my head was, I want more movies like this. The vibe, the nature of the film, very cool. Reminded me a lot of an early 2000s, late 90s spy thriller that just 90 minutes keeps you on the edge of your seat. You're invested in the story. You're interested in these characters. The dialogue is pretty good. It just had a nice vibe to it. The reveal at the end of the film I thought was satisfying enough. It wasn't something that was overall crazy, but it was satisfying enough, even though they tried to do something in the final scene that just kind of left me unsatisfied as soon as I got satisfied. But I had a good time with this film. Don't get me wrong. I think that this is a film that I wish we get more of, because I like the vibe, and I thought the vibe worked, and the movie just was interesting to watch. Unfortunately, we reach a certain point in the middle of the film, and it turns from a movie that I was really enjoying to a movie that just kind of lost me, because like the script decides to do too many things. Instead of just being like, oh, it's this list of people, they're definitely the bad guy, not the bad guy, but the snitch here. Which one is it? And it decides to like keep trying to keep you on your toes, like, oh, it might be this person, but it might be this person. Oh, is it this person? I think it's this person. Oh no, it's that person. Keeps you on the edge of your seat, but to a point to where like, as we enter the third act, I was like, what? Who are all these people? And what are all these reveals? What do all these people have to even do with this? This doesn't make sense. This is really confusing. And so it's a film that I really was digging. I thought it was going to be a top 3 movie of the year so far for me. And in the end, it just kind of felt unsatisfied. Even though the final reveal was satisfying, then we get like the final clip that was kind of like, wait, did she do it? Did she not do it? I don't know. I don't know. Because the script gets a little bit too confusing. And it's a movie I wish we see more of. But it's just a movie that the script, if it was a little bit stronger, I would have loved this movie. Number 4, we got Novocaine. This is the newest Jack Quaid movie. He's in my favorite movie of the year so far, Companion. And in this movie, he's a dude that can't feel pain, going after the love of his life to try to stop the bad guys who kidnapped her for a heist plan that they are doing. I think that the movie is good, but it's nowhere near as great as it could have been. Kind of like Black Bag. Like, it's not really a script issue. It's just that I didn't have as much fun as I feel like I should have had with this movie. Yeah, the action sequences are there. They're bloody. They're gory. Yeah, Jack Quaid is in this movie. I get a good chuckle out of Jack Quaid. The CEO of Sex himself, Jacob Batalon, is in this movie. And he's fine in here. He doesn't do anything special or anything. There's a really good twist in here. One of the best things of the movie so far, that as soon as that twist happened, I was at the edge of my seat. Like, oh, that is really cool. Thought the villain was okay until he got a little bit annoying in the end of the movie. But this movie, for me, like I said, I just didn't have as much fun as I feel I should have had with this movie. It feels like a movie I would just have so much fun with, and I left it like, yeah, that was fine. Yeah, it was a fun movie to watch. Is there like hundreds of movies, not with the same exact shtick, but there's movies of a guy going full badass to go save a girl? Yeah. Is there movies that's better than this one? Yeah, there is. This one was fine. A specific problem with the film, specifically as we head into the third act, kind of light spoilers into this, but like a huge thing that really soured the movie in my mouth was that she was a bad guy, and instead of being mad at her, he's just like, yeah, I went through all this to save you, even though this was completely your fault, but I'm still going to date you anyways. Kind of left a huge sour taste in my mouth of a movie that I felt kind of disappointed by in general. Kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, and that's a little bit disappointing on that ending. But feel like this movie should have been better than it actually was, but it was fine. I have friends that love the movie. I just apparently was not one of them. Number 3, we got Holland. This was a film that debuted at South by Southwest. It's kind of like a romantic thriller movie, and then as we turn into the third act, goes like full horror. And it's actually something I really vibed with. I really like this movie. Not only does the camera work, the cinematography, all that feel like it's a late 80s movie, that I just love the vibe there, but the movie also was like really interesting. For romantic thrillers, not my thing. I don't care about the movies that, oh, is the boyfriend cheating? Is he not cheating? I don't care about that. But for some reason, the plot of the movie kept me interested. The script in the movie kept me interested because you could just kind of feel like there was something else going on here. It just kind of felt like, oh, this doesn't feel right. Is he cheating? No, there's got to be something else going on here because that just doesn't feel right. That just feels weird. And you're invested in the movie. And then you don't think anything's going to happen, and all of a sudden we enter the third act, and it just kind of like, oh, yeah, something is happening. Now, as we enter the third act, I started to feel the movie got a little bit repetitive for about 15 minutes, and as soon as that ended, it got creepy, it got cool. The big reveal was really, really cool on what it was. It turned full horror, and as me, who is a horror freak, I loved the ending of the film. It really, really elevated the movie for me, and it's a film that was able to be part romantic thriller that was actually investing, and then part full-on horror film that I really, really did enjoy. Alongside that, the cast here, everybody here is great, so it just kind of elevates the movie above that as well. So, Holland, a movie I really, really did enjoy. Number 2, Mickey 17. This is the new Bong Joon-ho film. I've seen a couple Bong Joon-ho films, and I really like him. Really like him as a director. But he did Mickey 17 this month, and I really liked the movie. It took a while for me to get used to the vibe, the feel of the movie. The humor was a little bit off for the first 45 minutes of the film. But as soon as we get into it, I really, really dug this movie. There's a specific scene in the middle of the movie that just made me die laughing, and then after that, I was full on invested. We got a stacked cast here, and Robert Pattinson is in this movie. Mark Ruffalo absolutely steals the show for me. And he plays this crazy guy. I've seen people on Twitter say that he was a little bit too much, that he doesn't work for you guys, but he definitely worked for me. The premise was a little bit interesting. It's nothing that I've ever seen before. It's able to keep me interested. Also, I saw this on a pretty big screen. I saw it at a press screening, just like I did with Holland, but the movie is gorgeous to look at. Cinematography, absolutely gorgeous, through the roof, looked great. The movie's not going to be for everyone. I saw it with my grandma. She didn't like the movie, but I really did enjoy the movie, and that's because the more the movie goes on, the weirder it gets, the more interesting it gets, and the more unique it gets. And with 2 great performances by Robert Pattinson and a crazy performance by Mark Ruffalo, and then just an absolute crazy third act, I really, really dug this film. It's unlike anything I've really ever seen before. The comedy was really funny. I thought the movie was really funny. So, Mickey 17, I've seen a lot of people not love this one as much as I did. I had a great time with Mickey 17. But my favorite movie of the month so far, and I'm just about as surprised as you guys probably are, number 1's The Woman in the Window, the latest Blumhouse movie that's an hour and a half long, rated PG-13, and is a horror flick. Yeah, Where can I say that before? Night Swim, Imaginary, Megan. I keep going on. I could, but am I going to? No. Thousands of movies that Blumhouse puts out, and a lot of them are terrible. I was expecting this one to fully be terrible, and this one was more than that. It had themes that I thought worked. Had themes that I thought really, really worked. I'm not going to spoil the movie here, but the more the movie goes on, the more you kind of know the direction it's going. And the third act was so emotional. The third act really worked that it actually got me to shed a tear. I could not believe it. I was actually starting to cry during a Blumhouse movie. I could not believe it, but it's just something that I never seen before. From the very beginning of the movie, it kind of was more investing than normal. You want to know what's up with this woman in the yard. She's kind of creepy. Her dialogue was very creepy, and the way the actress performed it was really good. Now, you might not like these characters. I didn't much like the characters. The kid was kind of a douchebag. The mom was not really there for her kids. But the more we learn and where we head at in the third act, devastating. It's devastating stuff. It's something that's personal to me, and that's something that elevated the movie above just being a typical Blumhouse movie. Also, I'm not going to pronounce the director's name because I know I'll screw it up, but you'll know his name. He directed Orphan, Jungle Cruise, so many other movies. He directed this one with so much style, much more style than a typical Blumhouse movie, because like there's sequences that will literally, you can see shadows in the background. The movie does a really cool job with the use of shadows. See a shadow in the background at the beginning of the movie and you're like, oh yeah, shadows are going to come to play here. And they really do. So he's got a little bit more distinct style, which is something that elevates the movie above as well. Obviously, if you're going by horror movie vibes, characters make terrible decisions. Where we head at in the third act really worked for me. It was devastating, and I think they might have put out two endings, honestly. I think that's the rumor that's going around, but I don't quite know anything about that. But what I do know is that I really love this movie, and I'm shocked to see that a lot of people don't. This is one that really hit home for me, and it is one of my favorite movies of the year so far, which is going to come down to be a very unpopular opinion of mine. Thank you guys for clicking on this ranking of the March movies I saw. Let me know down below what are the March movies you saw and how would you rank them. And with that said, subscribe.